What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, we got a turbo 2-valve video. Finally, I know you guys have been patiently waiting for a long time, and I do apologize for the delay on content and just explaining, what's going on with this thing. It's been a hectic couple months, so that's what we're going to get into in today's video. We're going to be driving this thing. You're going to be able to hear it, and we're going to talk about it. It's going to be awesome. So without further ado, let's give you a cold start. Todd Warren cam really chopping away. I think I need to delete these mufflers to actually hear the cam better, but let's go around the front here a little bit, show you guys the engine bay. A little dirty. Gotta clean her up and polish it up. Guys, a little show of the car. It's been too long. Brembos are looking real good up front still. I love these brakes so much. They actually make a big difference when you're driving. You need to stomp on it. Alright, so I'm going to let this thing warm up a little bit, and I'm going to hop on the GoPro with you guys. Alright, we are on the road, driving in the turbo 2-valve. Man, it feels so good to have this thing back. It's been way too long. It's about 40-ish degrees here in New Jersey, so a little nippy, but that's right. The first time we revealed this thing, it was like 15 degrees and there was salt on the road, so we've been through worse. Yeah, again, sorry for the delay, guys. I think I posted on Instagram December 9th I got married, and yes, that was an awesome day. I got to drive this car to our wedding, which was my goal, and that was just a super special moment. That was super fun to drive that to the wedding. But yeah, basically my tuner that I was using down in Delaware for the dyno tunes, I was in contact with him back and forth in email, and it was taking a long time. He was very busy, which I understand and is okay. So I was patiently waiting, but at one point I was literally just waiting on him, and it was several weeks and he couldn't free up an available spot for me. So I just had to start looking elsewhere, and that's when I found Mo's Speed Shop. Marty over there is an amazing guy, super nice, down-to-earth dude, and I explained my situation, and him and Jeff just jumped right on it and helped me out, and we got it done super quick, which is awesome. So the car is officially tuned on 93 octane. I don't know what that was. On 93 octane. So I don't think I revealed this yet, but due to how high my compression is, I essentially cannot do what we did last version of this car and run like mid 400 horsepower on 93 octane, because the compression got bumped from stock engine compression, which is 9.5 to 1, I believe, somewhere around there. Sorry, this road's very bumpy. To about 11.2, or no, 11.5, or like low 12s. I've had a couple different people involved in this build calculate it, and the consensus is most likely around 11.5 compression, which is very high for a turbo car running 93 octane. But as you can see, there's there's no issues cruising with this thing on 93, which is awesome, and that's what I really wanted, just a cruising tune so I can putt around town. And it does suck because I'm going to have to do E85 now. I have 4 VP Racing 5.5 gallon cans for E85. Unfortunately, here in New Jersey, we do not have access to E85 unless you buy it by the drum. We're going to make it work somehow. I have those canisters. I have to figure out how I'm going to essentially switch back and forth without it being a royal pain in my ass to drain 93 octane out to put E85 in, and then I'm gonna have to switch tunes every time I want to, you know, be on E85 versus 93. I didn't really think that through entirely when I was having this engine built way earlier this year and everything. I just wanted it done, and there was a large issue. That is why my compression is so high, due to a mess up on an order. But like I said, I just wanted this car done and drivable, so I was willing to, you know, whatever happens, happens, and this is where we're at. But luckily I can still get E85, which is good. So yeah, we're gonna get an E85 tune hopefully soon. Just, you know, the past couple months have been extremely hectic. So once everything calms down in January, and hopefully the winter's fairly mild like we had last year, and I can actually drive this throughout the winter and the roads aren't salted all the time, that'd be great. But if they are, we're probably gonna have to wait more towards springtime. But I only really need one fitting, and I'll make a line to my vacuum distribution block for E85 off the 4 regulator in the engine bay in order to make that tune work. And then obviously Marty and Jeff are gonna help me dial in the E85 tune, which is gonna be absolutely freaking rowdy. I cannot wait. I've heard a lot of good things about E85. I know the maintenance is a little more difficult due to the consistency and chemistry of E85 fuel, but we'll make it work. It'll be fine. I cannot wait to feel the power on E85, and I know it's going to be a lot safer. Last year we had detonation on the stock engine. That's what essentially blew it up. We're not exactly sure from what fuel injector. We don't think it's tune related, so it's something with fueling maybe. But that's how that engine cracked the piston ringland. But now we have a fully built motor, which is freaking awesome. Built by Ed Thomas down in Delaware, so thank you, Ed. He's really down to earth dude, and he builds badass stuff. So definitely check him out. But now I know this engine can hold. I think it's honestly rated for about 1,000 or 1,200 horsepower, and the only limiting factors obviously are like rear axles, the clutch, and the turbo. So, but we're not going to be pushing above probably 800 in this car ever unless I completely switch it up, but that's way down the line. So I'm super excited for E85. Just got to be patient, get the gas, get the tune, and I have a few other things to dial in. This car is sitting really low in the front, and I'm having some issues with the exhaust touching some things, and I just want to, you know, make sure this thing's completely safe and ready to rip, because when we turn this thing up, I honestly forget how fun it is, and I can't wait to bring it past 6,200 RPM, because I can rev this thing out as long as the ECU lets me to probably, I told Todd Warren 7,000 is my max rev limit. So that's what he spec'd the cams for. If you know that intake a little bit, the Edelbrock Victor Jr., it thrives more in the higher RPM. So this with the combination of the turbo, the build engine, and the high compression in Todd's cams, this thing is gonna frickin' move, dude. I cannot wait. I'm probably most definitely gonna have to get better tires in the back, because right now I was spinning with those at 400-ish horsepower. Even in the summertime, so we're gonna probably have to figure something out, Mark 888Rs, or I'll do some homework on that. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do. Today we're going to throw, I'm not sure if you can see, but I got the Carter's Customs rear diffuser back there, so we're gonna throw that on. And then I do have a small leak off the oxygen sensor. I'm gonna try and just quickly put some copper RTV sealant on the threads or the outside of that area and hopefully seal it up. But I worked on it last night a little bit and got it a lot better than it was. worst case, I'll just buy a new O2 sensor, no big deal. So that's what we're doing today. Oh, also I have a slight idle hang on this current tune. So I got a revised tune from Marty. He was super nice to send that over. I mean, Christmas is in 2 days and he was busy during the week, but he revised it real quick, sent me a file, and I have all the cables in my SCT device, so I'm gonna flash that on today. And hopefully that fixes this idle hang. I'll try and recreate it real quick. You might be able to hear it. So just put in neutral. We're at 30 miles an hour. Drops down there, so until you almost come to a stop, it's kind of idling high. And I've gotten some interesting looks from people like, do you want to race or what the hell's going on? So I really want this fixed, but again, it's not that big of a deal. So we're going to do that today also, and hopefully that goes well. Also, I think I put something on Instagram a while back, several weeks at this point, maybe over a month, and I don't know what actually happened. I almost bricked my ECU. So when Marty and Jeff were doing the tuning, I flashed his file on, and then I forget exactly what happened, but with me flashing on and I didn't have the battery tender either on the right setting or something to that effect, it didn't have enough voltage. And I have two Walbro fuel pumps that are, I think, essentially like Hellcat fuel pumps in the back. We have the stock radiator fan, which pushes a lot of air, and when you're doing a flash tune on these cars, well, right now both my fuel pumps, I think, or at least one was running, and the fan kicks on for the entire duration, and it takes a good, I don't know, minute and a half to flash the tune on. So all that is drawing down, and it dropped down below, I think, 11.7 or something like that. So essentially it didn't have enough voltage, and kind of like bricked the ECU for a temporary minute, and was freaking out. My buddy Drew helped me send it. He went to the junkyard, found a new ECU, overnighted it, but we ended up figuring it out, and somehow, I think just by resetting it back to stock or letting the car sit for a day and then doing that, it actually fixed itself. So that was very strange and very lucky, because if the ECU were to brick, then I would either have to get SCT involved, if they could even help, and my device is so outdated, the SCT3, so they might not have even wanted to help me, because I know they don't really deal with that device anymore. So I got super lucky. I mean, I'm definitely looking to go Holley. Drew's essentially convinced me to go Holley, so that will probably be, hopefully in the near future. It just allows you to really dial in the car so much better and tune it, and you can customize things way better, and you can actually rev it very high, and it just acts a lot better than the stock computer, which is, you know, 22 years old or something, almost 22 years old. So that's definitely on the list to do, and that will help when we really ramp the power up, I'm sure. And I think I can get a flex fuel sensor at that point and not have to worry about this whole draining the gas and putting 85 in and vice versa, so it'll adjust for that. Got to do more homework on that, but that's down the line. Yeah, I know it's a lot, but that's pretty much everything that's happened. I've had a couple minor things, actually about half an hour before my wedding, not before my wedding, like 2 days or a day before we left for the rehearsal and everything. I had a fuel leak out back, and it smelled, it was a very strong scent, so I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on, and essentially the tank was full, and I think the gasket wasn't seated 100% correctly. It was my first time filling up the tank all the way, and there's those 6 hex bolts at the top of the fuel hat. I don't think they were completely tight. They were pretty darn tight, but not enough to completely seal it, especially on the one backside. So last night I got the car up on the lift and tightened all those down, and so far I haven't seen a drop back there, which is great, and that's why I'm putting the battery card hooked up here to the battery relocation kit in the trunk. Got good voltage on rapid charge. And we're gonna start loading this bad boy up. So let's plug this old dinosaur in here and get to it. All right, let's plug this key in. Go to, figure what it is here, custom tune, turn key on. I turned the fuel pumps off. As you could hear, no fuel pumps. So that's gonna save a lot of the voltage. Select, turn key off. All right, there we go. Idle change. Hey! That was a good one.
I don't usually do shit like that.
That's all right, all fun and games. And here we go. Go. All good. All right, guys, so just a few minutes ago, I got the rear diffuser, Carter's Customs, all buttoned up. A little dirty, but I love how it looks. Got the tune loaded up in the car, so in just a minute, we're gonna start it up and make sure everything is the same, and then we're gonna go for a quick ride down the street, and hopefully that idle hang, this shop bell kills me sometimes. Hopefully the idle hang issue is fixed, and we'll go from there. But yeah, she's looking pretty good, so let's go for a quick ride. Driving along here, let's see if it worked. I think it's still hanging a little bit. Damn it. Alright. Woo, she sounds good. Got the windows down, it's a little cold, but f it. Sounds so good, dude. Let's go. I love going in between these buildings. You can just hear that turbo spooling. Yeah, it's still hanging a little bit, unfortunately, so. Yep, that's my fender liner. Don't worry about that. Alright guys, I'm going to end it off here. It's obviously getting real dark real quick. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's not the dyno video. I said it was going to happen and everyone wanted it to happen, but you know, things happen. But we're going to get this thing street tuned on E85. It's going to be an absolute animal. So just stay patient with it like I have been, and it will all be worth it in the end. So until next time guys, peace.